stock markets are bouncing back because apparently this war is ending any day now. Or is it? This is Trading Trends. I'm Ilya Spivak, head of global macro here at tastylive. That's Chris Vecchio going to make sense of all of this. Are we, Chris? Is it over? Are we good?
You would think so, given the market reaction today, although stocks are coming off the highs. Volatility is bouncing back off the lows. The oil move here, I think, garners the most attention because it did hit just briefly over 101 when the market opened up last night on first call. And now we find ourselves this morning trading down lower near 8, 9, 10%, depending upon what contract and expiry you're looking at right now. And it's because President Trump announced that there were, meaningful progress in talks just ahead of his self-imposed 48-hour deadline, which happened to all occur over the weekend while the markets were closed, Ilya. And so we now find ourselves staring down a potential off-ramp here. The head of the Iranian parliament, who's ostensibly the person who's been negotiating with the U.S. behind the scenes, according to Israeli media, has in the last 15 minutes sent out a number of tweets denying that any such discussions are going on. And all of this was fake news to help move around the financial markets. So are we out of the woods yet? I don't know. I think the bigger issue for us and whatever short-term reaction we have here to the upside, the supply chain issues, the inflation is in the system now. We passed the Rubicon. It's too late for it. So what transpires over the next few months, I think we're gearing up more of a 2022 scenario for markets rather than a 2003 Iraq War one.
Well, and this seems to be what's going on here. We can see crude oil on the chart here shot all the way down in the vicinity of 84 and is now coming right back into the range where it's been holding. If we take a look at the read through for the bond market here, I think very critically, we got this massive move lower in the bonds last week as all of this basically filtered into global central banks, which now are either expected to do nothing, which is the most dovish version, that's the Fed, or hike rates really across the board. And for the European central banks, it was really quite the wild swing. For example, the Bank of England went from looking at 50 basis points in cuts this year to now that many hikes. The ECB is now looking like it might even raise rates this year. They were expected to be completely on pause all year long. So we can see here the bonds finding a little bit of support, but ultimately, the break from last week holds, and it's the same thing for stocks here as well. So you put all of this together, and yeah, it looks like maybe the president is trying to do what he did with that Gaza ceasefire, where he came out, declared a Gaza ceasefire, created a reality on the ground, essentially, and everybody fell in line. Whether they fall in line this time or don't is almost a moot point here, because the inflation implications are in the system. And I think we saw that last week where we got those big moves in stocks, big moves in the bonds at the end of the week, and oil was still in the range. So the two things seem to kind of decouple. It stopped being about near-term swings in oil and became more about, well, here are the consequences. They're already there.
And over the course of the day, even if the news is true, not true, fake news, true news, whatever we want to call it, you're seeing a market that's starting to fade some of the stock gains here. I mean, just the blunt reality of the situation right now, at least for the global economy, is that even if this thing ends this afternoon, the energy infrastructure problems and all of the commodity issues are already making their way through the global system. So, Ilya, I'm thinking about what happens in a world. Does treasuries, do treasury yields bounce back right away? Probably not. Is the Fed going to go right back to cutting stance? Probably not. They're going to now wait and see to assess the damage for the next few months. So best case scenario, we don't get any movement from the Fed from now through like September at the earliest. And maybe in September, the Fed gives us a green light that after having digested an energy supply shock, that they could potentially outline a path for rate cuts again. But that is the most optimistic scenario. And that's assuming the war ends today with no other problems. And I just highly doubtful that's going to be the case. So the question is, what playbook do we operate from? 2022 is important. Rising input costs put pressure on long duration assets as long end yields stay elevated. It's a higher for longer mindset right now. Ilya, volatility barely in. It's still a 47 IVR on the Russell, even with this rally today. So it reads more like relief than a substantive build in conviction to the upside.
And indeed, we are seeing volatility is in a little bit, but the trend still very much pointing higher. In fact, we can see the inflation expectations start to filter through other things as well. Notably, the disruption in Hormuz also, of course, hitting fertilizer. So corn prices, of all things, are surging because we're not sure what the implications there are going to be. We're going to be looking at the PMI data coming out today and tomorrow for the major economies, trying to figure out if the inflation is in fact already baked into the cake and what that might do next. But for now, don't quite get your party hats out.
Corn prices here are off 3% off the highest intraday here. So this, we talk about this news oil coming in, reverberating through the rest of the market. It's leading to relief everywhere right now, but oil is the market still, Ilya. We start this trading week off where we don't have many U.S. economic events. There's not many meaningful earnings releases. I know a lot of folks are hoping to pay attention to GameStop over the next few days, but that's probably going to take a backseat to oil and oil and oil. And so as far as I'm concerned, this market's still moving on a minute-to-minute basis. And we'll be paying attention to Truth Social and X to see what the president says next.